Dakota, did we get the question answered? Okay. So if I was going to write this in a matrix, what a matrix does is it sets up something so that I can solve things quickly and in a pattern. The matrix is not going to have the equal signs in it, but it's going to simply keep track of the patterns. So the first column is going to be my I1s. So in that first equation, I've got a 1, then a 30, and then a 30. In the next column is where I put my second unknown variable. So I'm going to have a 1, a 0, and a negative 41. And that next column is where I'm going to put the I3s, the third variable. So this is going to be a negative 1. This is going to be a 21. And this is going to be a 0 because I don't have any I3s in that last equation. So these are what we used to call the coefficients. Can everybody see I'm starting to set up my matrix? Now, what the calculator will do for me is he will set it up so that I have a 1 in front of that, a 1 in front of that, and a 1 in front of that, with a 0 and 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 some number over here. When you put something that's in this order, that's called an echelon formation. So this is known as a reduced row echelon, might it be formation? We'll find out. Columns hold up buildings, rows go sideways. So if I look at this guy, he has 3 rows and he has 4 columns. So if I do not want to go through the long way and try and substitute in and solve for 3 equations and 3 unknowns, I need to set my calculator up to do matrices. Which on this calculator is under the matrix button. Which is above the x to the minus 1 button. We need to do an edit so that we get the matrix in there. I'm going to call this guy A. He is asking me how many rows and how many columns do I want? What number do I want here? He's not 3 by 3. He's 3, however, for the first. So 3, enter. 4, enter. It looks like you only have 3 columns, but can you see you could scroll over and get the evidence. And this is usually where I make all my mistakes, getting them entered in correctly. if everybody's got them in. So once you've got all the numbers happily in there, do something that's not obvious to me, that you quit. So I'm back to the home screen, and now I would like to have it do the calculations for me. So it's back to the matrix button. We would like it to do the mathematics. And the one that we want down here is letter B, reduced row echelon formation. So now we need to go back and tell it which matrix to put into the reduced row echelon formation. So once more, back to the matrix button. The matrix I want is A. Closing that. You should do all the mathematics for me. Probably ought to work it out to about 3 significant digits. Now, notice when I get finished, I made up these current numbers. I made up all the numbers as I went along, so somehow I have to communicate to people. So I'm going to come back and say what's through the different resistors. I only picked one because in each branch because I know not everybody in here has gone through how to do a reduced row echelon formation matrix before. Some of you have, some of you haven't. The people that are supposed to know how to do this at this point are Travis, Max, Sammy, and Dakota. If you have questions, feel free to ask them. I will also put this up on YouTube for you.